Yo, what is good, guys? It's your boy Miklik, and today I'm bringing you my Haikyu Fly High Global Launch tier list. I've gathered all the characters confirmed to be available at launch on July 31st for the global version. These are the exact characters we're getting, no more, no less. This is an in-depth guide. It's not one of those boring videos where they just drag their character and then say, oh, this is A, this is C, and then they give a little tiny summary. No, I have a full Google Doc explaining why most of the characters are in their tier. But of course, more characters will be released later on, new SSRs, URs, and more will come with the future updates. And for people who want to know the future characters, who to save up for, who to invest for, I'm already making another tier list with all the future SSRs and URs only from the Japan server. I also have a Google Doc full of all the SSRs and URs from the Japan server, all translated, even some that are in the global launch now. I keep saying this in every video, this won't be out until I post that tier list, because all I'm missing is just 5 characters, I'm pretty sure, and then I'm done. So stay tuned for this one. And if you guys want access to these Google Docs whenever they release, you guys will have to subscribe, leave a like, and join the Discord. That's all I'm asking for. I took my time to translate every single thing from the Japan server. Subscribe, leave a like, join the Discord server, and there's going to be a little category that says Global SSR/UR Future Units whenever it comes out. Here's a tier list already. You guys can screenshot. It will also be in my Discord server too. We're not going to go over every single C tier character because there's essentially no point. The people who are in the C tier usually have no value and usually are just like backup units, and if you don't have anything else, which is highly unlikely because this game will give you free units and you have up to most of the units from B to S. So you'll be good on that part. I'm going to be mostly focusing on the tiers from SS to all the way to B.5. But the two main guys that 100% deserve to be in the C tier list is Tadaichi, I think that's his name, and whoever this guy is. When I was doing my research and translating all their movesets, they give no synergy to their team whatsoever, and their stats just suck in general. So these two deserve to be in the bottom. The rest at least give team synergy and include debuffs. These two have literally no debuffs. You can't do anything with them. So Tadaichi and whoever this guy is, just avoid them unless you want to build the Oikawa team or something. So we're going to start off with the global tier list middle blocker, as we have our top middle blocker Tsukishima leading in S tier. And we got Taka leading in A tier, and Hinata behind Taka as a middle blocker. So it's his practice SR version. And we got Lev leading B tier. So to break things down, Tsukishima, he's the SSR and he's in the S tier. He has plus 10% attack buff for all teammates, plus 8% block power for front row, and 195% block that debuffs enemies attackers. Offers both offensive and defensive team utility with awareness support and consistent block pressure. We got Taka, he's an SSR, he was in A tier, inflicts spike debuff and stamina drain via lock on after a perfect block, gain bonus block power with block type allies, and can spike at 120%. As a strong defensive wall, just like the anime, but he is conditional and very team dependent to reach full strength. Next up, we got Shoyo Hinata, the SSR version. He is in the A tier. Plus 7% power hit and quick attack buff to the whole team. Gains 50% attack bonus when tossed by another quick type. And can hit up to 255% with nice play. For people who don't know what nice play is, it means that the receive, set, and spike are perfect. That's basically it. He has solid synergy in quick teams, but limited outside that comp. So you have to keep Hinata with essentially Kageyama. All you could do is buff himself with quick attacks. And once we get to Kageyama, you see that his SR version is better than his SSR version when it comes to quick attack buffs. So if you do have Shoyo Hinata SSR, you gotta combine him with Kageyama SR version, not the SSR version. Just because it says Kageyama SR practice doesn't mean he's bad. He's actually one of the best quick attack buffers. He's literally on the A tier. He's above most of the SSR characters. Don't even get me started with this guy, man. Anyways, back to the middle blocker tier list. We got Lev, SSR, he is in B tier, 245% quick attack potential with block debuff and scaling if teammates provide perfect receives. So he needs perfect receives, keeps this in mind. Great burst attacker, but inconsistent without setup and weaker block presence, 105%. Last for not least, for the middle blocker tier, Shoyo Hinata and SR. The B tier, this is the practice version. 250% attack and plus 10% with good debuff and team spike bonus from intuitive spike effect. Impressive utility for an SR, but lower base stats and scaling than SSRs. We all start off with Shoyo Hinata in the beginning. For being an SR, he is very solid. He also comes with Kageyama, the practice one, so both of them together, it's already a free-to-play lineup. So I hope you guys are happy about that. The reason why Tsukishima is above Ion is because Tsukishima brings reliable team-wide offensive and defensive buffs. Ion has a stronger single target shutdown, but needs specific teammates and conditions. The reason why Ion is a higher scaling than Hinata is because Taka offers more consistent defensive value. Hinata needs a quick type tosser and a nice play to fully scale his spike damage. Hinata SSR is above Lev. Hinata boosts the entire team and has a combo potential. Lev deals more raw damage but is hard to support and more inconsistent. And the reason why Lev is better than Hinata is because Lev outscales in damage with proper setup. Hinata SR is excellent for an SR but capped by stats and limited power ceiling. So that's it for the global tier list for middle blockers. Next, we're on to global tier list setters. As you can see, Kageyama is an S tier, his practice version is an A tier, and both Kagas are in B tier, the low end of B tier. And I'm about to break down the reason why. Tobio Kageyama, the SSR, he's an S tier. Tosses at 150% with plus 10% spike power boost to the other attacker. Boosts light type allies with plus 10% awareness and extra spike scaling. And performs a 225% unblockable to attack. Adds both team synergy and surprise offense, and it's especially strong in light comps. Tobio Kageyama practices SR, leading in A tier, universal plus 8% power hit and quick attack boost, 120% toss with bonus power based on spiker stat, and a strong 220% jump serve. Reliable and flexible setter for all teams, great for free to play, but lacks high impact or unique support tools. And coming to the point I was making earlier, where I said Tobio Kageyama, his practice version, does more quick attack bonuses for a quick attack team. And we'll go over the moves real quick, just the quick attack ones. When Kageyama is on the court, all ally members gain plus 8% power hit and plus 8% quick attack. And then again here in his genius toss, this toss gains extra power equal to 5% of the spiker's power hit or quick attack stat. And then again, a talented setter, Kageyama's toss stat increased by 6%. All allied quick attack power increases by 4% of their own quick attack stat. And if we compare this to the Tobio Kageyama SSR, as you can see, there's literally no quick attack until you reach skill 3. It says or quick attack stat, and then until you reach skill resonance level 10. When an ally's power spike or quick attack becomes a nice play, the cooldown of an unexpected attack is reduced by 8 turns. It's not really a buff though, so if you're going to use quick attack teams, use the practice version of Kageyama. Heading back to the tier list, I realized his name wasn't Kaga, it's Kanji, but either way, screw him, he's a B tier, provides basic 120% toss, 105% block, no passive block buffs for teammates, has 120% unblockable to attack, but no serve, no strong toss bonus, no minimal offensive playmaking, pure block support role, but outclassed by other setters on every area. For him being a setter, a giant setter, makes no sense. He should have just switched his role, and I think I might have said no passive blocks, I meant and passive block buffs. So the reasoning right here, SSR Kageyama offers the best overall support and unblockable offense with light synergy. Practice SSR is more flexible and reliable for general use. And Kanji lacks power utility and offensive tools, placing him firmly below both. Now we're on to the Wing Spiker global tier list, where we got your boy Izumi here. He is on S tier number 1, and he is the guy you're looking to reroll for. I recommend you watch my global reroll guide. It talks about and helps you understand how to reroll for Izumi. In tier 8, we got SSR Asahi, and in tier B, we got 2 units who are SR practice characters, which is Asahi and Izumi. Izumi, SSR, he is an S tier, plus 10% power, plus 5% awareness, and a 240% power spike that can reach 276% with a nice play, adds 6% power to all allies, strong team buffer, and a consistent offense with solid receive utility. It's extremely reliable across all matchups. Tanaka SSR, who's also an S tier, opens sets with plus 25% spike power and has a 250% inner spike that's harder to block, gains plus 10% strong spike, and drains 5 stamina from opponents on contact. High burst damage, stamina pressure, and reliable receive make him a top tier aggressive wing spiker. Asahi SSR, A tier, stacks 235% spike with charge effects that boost future spikes by 50%. Gains plus 15% spike power when stamina is 70 plus, but stamina management is demanding, has a receive and serve tools but less flexible and harder to sustain than S tier options. Asahi SR practice is in B tier, plus 10% power hit and a 225% spike with minor stamina cost. Lowers enemy receive by 7%, strong raw damage for an SR, but no team support or high scaling mechanics, straightforward and early game viable. Izumi SR practice is also in B tier, plus 7% spike power, basic 120% spike, and small stab boost to awareness, mental, and reflex. Balanced and consistent for SR level, but lacks kill pressure and late game relevance. Izumi brings more team-wide value with a 6% buff to all allies, a stronger receive, and consistent spike scaling. Tanaka hits harder in the opening, but is more self-centered with less team support. Tanaka deals immediate damage and stamina pressure with less setup. Also, he has a higher spike ceiling, but needs a charge build-up and stamina control, making him harder to use constantly. SSR also has a stronger spike chain mechanic and more complete kit. The SR versions have a good early game value, but are limited by scaling and lack of utility. Now we're on to opposite hitter. You know, you got your boy Ushijima, straight on SS. Then we got Mad Dog, who is right beside Kageyama in S tier. And then we got his other variant, Mad Dog SR Practice. He is right beside Izumi in B tier. Ushijima, who's our first UR banner, is an SS tier. He is a dominant all-around opposite with 150% spike, a 125% jump serve that can disable receive skills and self-scaling passives up to plus 12% main stat via team plays. Grows stronger each rally and disrupts enemies while applying constant pressure. He's a top-tier offensive core with long-term momentum. Kentaro, aka Mad Dog, and SSR, he is in the S tier. Plus 18% power, plus 8% awareness, a 210% spike that drains 10 stamina on hit, and a 130% risky serve with plus 15 awareness. Pure offensive powerhouse that pressures opponents constantly, but requires careful stamina and RNG on serve. Amazing for aggressive comps. Daichi, the captain of Karasuno, SSR, and he's in A tier. A hybrid opposite focused on defensive support, boosts backward receive by 10%, recovers stamina to teammates when receiving, and provides follow-up offensive boost plus 15% after his own receive. Less raw damage but excellent utility and sustain for longer matches. Perfectly matched up with Nishinoya and the rest of the Crossroads members. Kentaro, aka Mad Dog, SR Practice character, he's in B tier. Plus 15% power spike bonus, stacking plus 4% spike power through momentum, and 120% spike and serve. Good scaling for an SR, but much lower damage and no defensive utility. A viable early game unit with decent ceiling for rarity. Ushijima has a high spike output and a team synergized stat, scaling while disrupting the enemy. Kentaro SSR is the best offensive burst unit in the group after Ushijima, focused purely on damage and stamina drain. Daichi lacks raw damage, but supports the team well, especially in matches where sustain and receive matter more. Kentaro SR Practice is strong for an SR, but clearly below SSRs in every area except early availability. And we're finally up to the last tier list, the Liberos. And the only two main Liberos you gotta keep your eyes focused on in the global launch is Nishinoya SSR, the one I mentioned in the Wish Recruit banner that I explained in my previous video. Make sure to watch it, it explains how the Wish Recruit banner works and the chances of you getting Nishinoya. Nishinoya SSR in the S tier. Excellent team support Libero, plus 50% spike boost after a cover, if not bad. Flat morale boost just by being on court, and 120% receive that reduces cooldown by 6 net crossings, if successful. Strong defense and ace enabler, though Rolling Thunder has a stamina cost and forces rotation out. Still, the value added before he leaves is often worth it. High impact and aggressive comps with fast rotations and strong attackers. And he is seen a lot in the Japan servers. Nishinoya SR Practice, he is an A tier. He's surprisingly strong for an SR. Boosts spike power by 7% after cover, has 250% receive that boosts versus quick attacks plus 8%, and grants plus 5 morale if the receive is not bad. Doesn't rotate out, is very stamina efficient, and supports both defensive plays and morale generation. Lacks the higher 50% spike boost and cooldown cut of his SSR, but is very well rounded for an SR Libero. Nishinoya, the SSR version, provides bigger buffs, plus 50% spike, cooldown reduction, and morale gain passively. High value for team burst plays, even if he rotates out. SR version has lower but consistent boosts, making him great for stamina control and morale based teams early on. If you're wondering about the rest of the characters, like for Cam and Kuro, they are both good, very good defense, and her set is honestly not bad. I feel like people are downplaying her, and she works well with Kuro because they're both on the same team, and Kuro's the middle blocker, so he fills the gap that's needed. And thinking about it now, I wouldn't mind Kuro and Kenma switching, but I'm gonna leave it like this for now. And for the rest of the characters, you guys could probably guess how good they are based on the order of the tier list. For example, you know he's all the way in the bottom, so you know how bad he could get. And assuming that you could probably guess he is around the same boat. But if you want to know how I feel about the pinch server, he's a high risk, high reward player. So if you put him on the court, you're literally risking it all just for a serve. If you compare my global tier list to anybody else's, it may look different, and that's fair. They probably have their own opinions and whatever logic behind their units are. I think this is a solid global tier list for anybody to use. I completely explained each character's skills and why one was better than the other. I didn't just say a random letter, toss in the character, and combine it both. I explained everything thoroughly. Make sure to join the Discord if you want the tier list and the Google Doc with the global tier list breakdown, so you guys can just have for yourself and maybe share with other people. And the global SSR/UR future units, the Google Doc, will also be there whenever I upload the SSR/UR future units video. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.